Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a huge bet Cambodia is making. We're talking over $100 million to completely shake up its farming sector and help thousands of families who are stuck in a tough spot.
Everything kicks off with this one kind of shocking statistic. Just imagine for a second you're a Cambodian farmer. You've grown your crops, but getting them to the market costs you literally double what it costs a farmer right across the border in Thailand. Now, that's not just a number on a spreadsheet, right? It's a massive wall standing between you and a decent living.
So the big question is, where do you even start? How do you begin to tackle a problem on this scale, one that's holding back the entire agricultural backbone of a nation?
To really get it, first we'll dig into what's causing this farming bottleneck. Then we'll get to the good stuff, the $11 million solution. We'll break down its three-part strategy, see who's on the team and who's paying for it all, and finally, look at how this whole thing is paving the way for Cambodia's future.
Okay, let's get right to the heart of it. We're talking about Cambodia's farming bottleneck. And it all boils down to one thing: the crazy high cost of just getting your goods from the farm to the market.
To put some real numbers on that, check this out. A farmer in Cambodia is paying somewhere between 10 and 13 bucks to move their stuff 100 kilometers. Now compare that to their neighbors. In Thailand, it's about 5 bucks. In Vietnam, maybe 7. You can see right away that's a massive disadvantage before they've even sold a single thing.
Which brings us to the big, ambitious plan to fix all this. Let's meet the $110 million solution, a project officially called ACSEP.
Okay, so ACEP. It stands for the Agricultural Value Chain Competitiveness and Safety Enhancement Project. Yeah, it's a mouthful, so let's just talk about what it does. It's basically a master plan to boost 5 key products for Cambodia. We're talking cassava, mangoes, cashews, veggies, and native chicken. And the key word here is entire system. This is about fixing things from the seed all the way to the supermarket shelf.
And the price tag for this massive transformation? A little over $110 million. It's a huge investment, for sure, but the goal is an even bigger return for the country's economy and, for its people.
So what does a number that big actually buy? Well, we're talking direct benefits for 27,000 households. We're talking support for 230 different farming cooperatives, partnerships with 50 agribusinesses, and, this is the big one, 110 kilometers of new and better roads. This is about real change you can actually see.
But a project this huge isn't just about throwing a bunch of money at a problem and hoping for the best. So how does it all actually work? Well, the answer is in this really smart 3-part fix.
The whole project is built on 3 main pillars. The easiest way to think about them is money, skills, and roads. First, you get people access to money. Second, you build up their skills and make sure the food is safe. And third, you improve the actual roads that connect the farms to the buyers.
So that first pillar, the money, it's all about unlocking cash. It helps farmers and local businesses get the loans they need to grow. It offers extra help for those who might not qualify for a regular loan. And it even sets up a fund that makes banks more willing to lend in the first place. It's about getting the financial gears turning.
Next up, the skills and safety. This part is all about making Cambodian products world-class. It means training farming groups to operate like modern businesses, researching new crop types that can survive crazy weather, and upgrading labs to make sure the food meets tough international safety standards. This is how you compete globally.
And finally, we have the roads. This brings us full circle, right back to that first big problem we talked about. It's about taking 110 kilometers of bumpy dirt tracks and turning them into paved roads that can stand up to the climate. This doesn't just cut down on those high transport costs. It means less food spoils on the journey, and farmers can get their stuff to better markets faster.
Of course, a project this complicated needs a huge team and, well, a lot of money. So you gotta ask, who's actually in charge here and who's footing the bill?
So, Cambodia's Ministry of Agriculture is leading the charge. But honestly, this is a real team effort. You've got the Ministry of Economy and the Ministry of Rural Development as key partners, and then there's a big steering committee with people from all over the government to make sure everyone's on the same page. Now here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just one country's effort. You can see the Asian Development Bank, or ADB, is the biggest player with a $70 million loan. But you've also got big money from France's development agency, a fund from ASEAN, another from Japan, and of course, the Cambodian government chipping in as well. It's a global partnership.
And if we follow the money, this table shows us exactly how it's being spent. See that biggest slice? Over $54 million? That's going straight to that money pillar, the financing. Then you've got over $28 million for skills and safety, and over $20 million for the roads. The spending lines up perfectly with that three-part strategy.
All right, let's wrap this up by looking at the road ahead. What's the timeline? And what does the future of this project look like?
You know, this isn't an overnight fix. It's a long-term plan. The whole thing kicked off back in 2021, and they started building key partnerships in 2022. There's a big milestone coming up in 2025, and the entire project is scheduled to be finished by 2027.
So when all is said and done, success really just comes down to one thing: making those 5 key products more valuable. The goal is to create development that's inclusive, meaning it helps everyone from the small family farm on up, and that it's sustainable, so it lasts for generations.
A plan this detailed with this much international backing and this much money, it definitely looks great on paper. But here's the real question we're left with. Is one ambitious 7-year project really enough to transform an entire nation's farming industry for good? Well, I guess only time will tell.